Okay, now here's part 4. So you have the family there, who's the two kids there of the all deceased family, all the other characters. The boy actually hands back the son actually hands back to the hotel resort's owner's son there that he's friends with, who realizes that, oh my gosh, here's this strange tall guy, he's handing me something, and he realizes it's the code. And he says to the son, I've solved it. I've deciphered your little code that you gave me. And eventually the family members, the son and daughter, are airlifted with the police officer there, who are going to fly them off to safety, to live with their aunt, knowing that now they're completely older than their own aunt that they're going to live with. That the authorities got in contact, so they'll be flown over through helicopter, and eventually, at the last scene of this movie, shows those same rocks that they're flying over at those secluded beach resorts. And that is the end of the movie. Now, my review and take on this film was, before I saw it, the trailers looked so good for like a horror movie. I thought, oh my gosh, I want to go see this in the theaters. I didn't go see it in the theaters. I ended up seeing Snake Eyes, so you can see that video, if you want to. My Snake Eyes, review of 2021 Marvel Snake Eyes. And, I actually found out there is going to be a sequel, a part 2 to Snake Eyes. Thanks, who's the person who left that comment to me on 2023. I have actually forgotten your name somehow because my memory on names is not good. Yeah, I know, I can remember Hitler. I wish you could actually see on YouTube, all your subscribers, so at least you could look at the name and say, okay, who is this person? Who is that person? Who do I need to thank? But trying to remember who your name is. You're one of my recent subscribers. Do not take this as an insult. Some of my memory on names is not good. But thanks for the tip there. On 2023, there is a sequel to Snake Eyes. And if you want to see that, good, great, go see it. Part 1 was actually very good. I will definitely make a note to make a review on Part 2, the sequel to Snake Eyes, to upload here on YouTube. I just have to wait till practically 2 years. Yay. Hopefully this thing that we're going through is finally done with at 2023. Uh, but but yeah, thanks for the tip. Thanks for the info. I really like that. Uh, so yeah, my review on this video is yeah, when I eventually saw it, thank goodness I actually chose to see Snake Eyes and not Old, because at least at least I got my money's worth on a good movie. You don't want to go to the theaters, pay for a ticket. I guess if you're gonna see a B-rated movie, buy yourself a popcorn, buy yourself a large drink, buy yourself food. At least you got food there. At least you can sop up your tears in that salty popcorn, that wonderful. I don't know, for me, I like root beer, or that nice blue icy, or your hot dog, or your pizza, or your nachos, or whatever. At least you can cry into your comforting movie theater food as you watch a B-rated film, because this is pretty much what it felt like. Like, this was not even a horror movie. It was almost like a joke, like a gallows humor kind of joke. It still was, it had some heavy stuff. Its message was very interesting. For like the scene on the lab, oh, should we have like medication or whatever that can cure something like the cure to cancer or whatever the God forbid next pandemic would be. Cure for that. Maybe we won't have a vaccine. Maybe we'll have a cure instead of a vaccine. For God forbid the next pandemic. I hope we don't have another one of these at all. Thank you. But yeah, is a little bit of lives worth killing for like a greater number. I've never really liked that kind of idea. But I'm not gonna say, well, the movie Old isn't terrible, but it's a B-rated film. It's gallows humor. It's it's not bad just for that stupid message. I think the plot was kind of good. The characters were a bit interesting. Uh, I don't know. The schizophrenic, plastic surgeon could have been maybe a bit less of a borderline stereotypical racist. Like, I don't know, Adolf Hitler, maybe make him a bit more like Adolf, give him some charisma, give him some good looks or whatever, persuade everyone, make him seem a little bit more villainous and, paranoid schizophrenic, because, I don't know, you're kind of gonna lose to John Nash, The Beautiful Mind. The video I want to make and upload to YouTube, but yeah, I don't really buy the idea of, we could only save, we can lose some lives, as long as it's for the good of the community. I don't buy into this stuff because that is the stuff that a lot of racists and neo-Nazis and, what my grandpa would call the isms, which was the communism, socialism, Marxism, and stuff. I know all these extremist ideologies. So I would say definitely Nazism and fascism fall into that kind of stuff. If it only saves for the good of mankind, for the good of the community, for the good of the Volksgemeinschaft or whatever, or the folk, or the people, or mankind to kill off, all these unwanted people, or quickly, because they're a smaller group, but there's a bigger group we're thinking of the big picture. I do not subscribe to that because it's pretty much killing people. It's considering insulting people not worthy of life. Uh, yeah, I can agree that yes, everyone is worthy of life. Everyone is worthy to have at least the best kind of treatment, not get subpar treatment just because you're this kind of group or that kind of group. This is why I have a lot of support for fighting for autism equality. Equality for autistic people. I'm gonna tie that back to another video. Medical rights. We should have a right, and we do have a right, and yes, you can fight for this right. Do not see a shrink. Do not take pills if you don't want to. Yes, I would suggest do your research first because that is what I did for me. Yes, you should have the right to live on your own, and not have a government or an agency like a government or organization like Autism Speaks, who doesn't really give a rat's backside to autistic people or whatever. You know, actually, I do support actual advocating for equality and rights, and the March on Selma. Kind of example there to Autism Speaks against Autism Speaks for like the autism rights, no diverse community. Yes, I know the another thing is something like that for medical rights. You know, you should have the right to have your obsessions respected just as much as someone else's interests. I think that more shouldn't be set in stone in the Constitution, but should be encouraged by, like the golden rule, treat those how you want to be treated. I noticed that is a thing that really gets thrown out the window when it comes to certain groups of people, like autistic people. Something you would not do to any other kind of disability, like what used to be called, I think, mental retardation. I think it's called intellectual delayed or development delayed, or someone that's physically impaired, or with a missing arm or leg, or a deformed leg or an arm, or that's blind. Like me because I'm not as legally blind though, but my glasses are pretty. Lenses got thick, or someone that's blind and has to read braille or deaf, whatever. You wouldn't do that, but somehow, yes, we do that to autistic people. A bit of a tangent there. But yeah, I think, yes, we should support equality for the group. We should have this idea of what's good for the community is good for the whole. Even though this movie was about what's good for a small group is good for the big group. We lose little groups and we'll help the big group. Yeah, think of the picture. that same kind of mindset does turn up in a lot of these autism parents advocating for autistic kids, or autism speaks for actual autistic Asperger's syndrome community. The communities that do support neurodiversity. We actually support if you're into the neurodiverse community, or if you're all autistic, or you're supportive of the autistic community, or you have Asperger's syndrome, or you support the Asperger's syndrome community. Yes, we have more of a self-advocacy for the community, for actual equality, versus the parents that really just get their stuff off of Facebook or Autumn Speaks because, God forbid, they're Karens or boomers or whatever. So yeah. Which has messed up the community so much. We used to actually have a lot of famous people, and actually have full-time working people, CEOs, NICOs, people in NASA and mission control, very important jobs. Now most of us are on benefits, fighting to get a dead-end job when we used to be, before all the other autism diagnoses turned up. People like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and many of the Renaissance men, Thomas Edison, Einstein, had Asperger's syndrome, I think it was Thomas Jefferson or John Adams, one of our founding fathers of the U.S. Yeah, a guy's name on the Constitution is an Aspie. What the heck are we doing to the Aspies in our country? Weird, I know. Even though it said that Adolf Hitler could have had Asperger's syndrome, I think one of Hitler's generals, I think it was Erwin Rommel. The picture looked like it was Erwin Rommel. The Desert Fox could have had the Asperger's syndrome, to name the Aspies, which would now be called autistic. So, but yeah, we used to be the somebodies, and then a lot of these parents got this wrong idea about us, and we did lose a big chunk of our history. I know this is gonna be a tangent again. This is something important to put up for YouTube. Yeah, we did lose a big chunk of history. I'm gonna actually want to make more videos about autism history and our community. So that's something our community needs to claim back for our community's success, for our community's actual fight for equality. We need to have something for the autism community, like African Americans have African American pride, African American history, African American month. We need that in our own community of history. And as a history major, that is something I think we need to have to actually make this generation, older generation of autistic people, and future generations actually be proud of something and make sure we can fight for equality, fight for our rights. That we're not these disadvantaged people that can't do certain things. So I will leave you off again here with the Nestle signing off here on YouTube by saying like this video, subscribe to my channel of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed, become a subscriber, donate to my Patreon, send a friend request, and comment to me on Facebook. I will love to reply to you. Leave a comment on YouTube, and I will make sure to even reply back to you. You can also share this video too if you want. And you can also definitely make sure to share this video, and also hit the notification bell so YouTube will let you know that I am still up here, alive and among the living, to make a little scene here to old. I'm still alive and well, YouTube. Not going down yet. Us states don't go down so easy, I know. But like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, donate to my Patreon, and I'll see you next time, YouTube. See ya. Bye. Peace out.